Phew, I got it. All right, thanks, guys. See, I think Leanne was talking about me and that I might have to be cut off because I'll overdo the time constraints. But yes, Rihan is here. He's off-site today, so he's just standing by. He may or may not be visible, but that's okay. He likes to stay in the background. And thanks to Abilities Manitoba for investing in this venture with VOI. And thanks to Shannon and Rihan for helping bring this project forward. Couldn't have done it without you. But specifically the people that we support, you know, it was really a great journey to be doing this. So I'm going to talk about our smart home that we put together. And I want you to meet the team. What you're going to see in the picture on the left-hand side is DQ. He's the IT team. Rihan's in the middle, and that's me on the right. And last July, we were in Portage La Prairie at a barbecue, but we were also doing research in July. So, you know, all good projects need to start with research, but barbecues are good too. And all of the links on the slide, I think are resources that are really useful for you guys. I'm not going to go through them or anything, but I just want to share them here with you, and then you'll have those available to you later. In July, we also had a presentation with Simply Home, and they were a really useful company to engage with, but unfortunately were cost prohibitive. A recommendation came to us to reach out to Core Services of Northeast Tennessee, and we met with them in October, and that was really fruitful. A little bit of background on them. They're a nonprofit company with a $6 to $7 million operating budget. They support 50 people with 150 staff. And they started their automation journey in 2017 with Carl, and there's a few videos linked here so you can get an idea of what their automation looked like as they started their journey. Their return on investment was really quite interesting, and they said it was $13,000 per week for 7 people. And that's a pretty good return on investment. Keep in mind, you know, US dollars, et cetera. And I don't know what the support needs were of those people that they identified, but that was also, I thought, really quite useful. So Shannon is also someone who was part of our core project team, and she's on the middle there sitting beside me. And we went out to Portage and met with the people in their home and their staff as well. And we had some good dinner and dialogue that night and shared a couple of videos to give them an idea of what home automation could look like. What's a smart home? What does that even mean? And everybody was really interested and engaged and asked a lot of questions. But what was most notable to Shannon and myself is that they were really concerned about their safety and security. So that was something that we really kept at the top of our mind as we took this journey forward. And after our evening visit out there, we decided we were going to go shopping, because who doesn't love to shop, right? So we went to the Apple store. I phoned ahead, made an appointment, made sure that they had support available so that we could all look at some wearable technology. It was a really fun adventure. However, Apple and Android would prove to be really challenging to configure with the home app that we were building. And it was expensive as we were trying to meet the needs of each individual person as well. So unfortunately, no wearable technology was purchased. We did have a good time shopping. It was just window shopping, I promise. Leanne has the bills. So what did we get in the end is what you're wondering now, right? So there was a lot of hard work put in by Rihan and DQ to configure and install all of the components. And we did have a developer who was programming the app to connect to all of the devices. These are just a few pictures, but we have an Ecobee thermostat, 2 Roombas, a doorbell with a camera, 8 external cameras, 4 wall-mounted tablets for staff, plus each person that lives there has their own tablet available. And this is what these are screenshots of what the application itself looks like. And on the left, you'll see an audit log of what happens with those connected devices. Did someone turn the heat off or on? Did somebody run the vacuum at 3 a.m. to mess with their roommate? Was there a deer in the backyard? All of these things can be seen on the audit log. And on the right-hand side of the screen is the control panel, and it's customizable, and you can control all of the devices, can turn off or on a smart switch or any lights and that sort of thing. And you can even see who's at your front door, play your favorite music. And of the external cameras, I think like one of the, you know, when we look at safety and that kind of thing, the doorbell has a camera, and it's smart enough to detect if it's a person or an object. Is it me standing there waving at you, or is it my car parked in your driveway? And then there's also sensors strategically placed around the house. The doors open, doors closed, light sensitivity sensor, the doors ajar sensor, and these sensors run in the background automatically. And the cameras give a 360-degree view of the home so that everybody would, feel safe in their house. The Ecobee thermostat on the left-hand side of that, you'll see the app. I mean, aside from the physical thermostat on the wall, you can also interact with it on the app, adjust the temperature from the tablet, set a schedule. And the thermostat uses AI to optimize the temperature so it's not too hot or not too cold, so it's just right. And the screenshot on the right-hand side shows that there's a Sense power reader, which is hooked up to the main power supply. And then this can give the property manager an idea of cost savings that could be had through power. Or if the stove is left on, it would send an alert to the person and the staff on their tablet so that they would know, what's going on or what shouldn't be going on. So challenges and takeaways. Not surprising. There's always going to be challenges when you work on a project, and smart tech isn't developed for the Canadian market. A lot of items that we ordered online were not compatible with what we were developing, and they also incurred duty and obviously the exchange rate and have to return them. The other challenge is that commercial solutions were cost prohibitive, and therefore this was completely customized by an independent programmer. And that's okay, because that means it's ours and it doesn't belong to Bell MTS, or it's not Vivint and that sort of thing. On our to-do list, as you'll see, this nice little picture on the right-hand side is called a Live Fine Smart Wi-Fi automatic pill dispenser. We had engaged with the local pharmacy to facilitate implementation of pill dispensers in the home because there was no narcotics on site, but connecting with CLDS was difficult and we didn't hear back from them. So rolling out the pill dispensers is going to be dependent on when we hear from CLDS. We'd still like to do that though, if possible. And the takeaway from today is that all technology and data is housed locally and securely and is not outsourced to a third party, which is really important in Canada. We want to keep everything on site. I mean, it doesn't have to be on site in the home specifically, but it can't go to servers outside of the country. The other takeaway is that all of the components to, adding components to the app is viable just with additional programming costs. So it's a done deal. It is, it's there, it's available to us all. So any questions? That was like my speed read of my presentation, and I'm very willing to share any lessons learned, all lessons learned to anyone who wants to know more. So reach out to me and or Rihan anytime. And thanks again to Abilities Manitoba for entrusting this adventure to us. And yeah, Bob's your uncle. He actually is my uncle. So that's it. That's all.
Thanks, Twyla. Questions from